Naruto chapter 626, Hashirama and Madara 2. Now, before I begin, I'm going to leave a link down below to my little April Fool's video. It was about the new Naruto manga volume cover. Check it out. And also, if you're a Naruhina fan, I think you'll be really happy to see this. So the chapter begins with Madara mentioning his true dream. He doesn't actually say what it is, but we can probably assume that it's the Moon's Eye plan. I think. Well, we don't know that for sure, honestly. So Hashirama asks him like what this true dream is, and if it has anything to do with the village, then he would be willing to help him. Since, you know, apparently Madara says that there was actually more than just the village to obtain true peace. But Madara's like, yeah, no, I'm not going to tell you because this has nothing to do with the village. And shortly later, Madara just leaves at the village, abandoning everything that him and Hashirama worked hard on. Now, the rest of the world actually praised them for actually creating a village with two rivaling clans coexisting with each other. And I guess because of this, eventually more clans and more villages were created. The children in Konoha, they actually had normal childhoods. They didn't have to like become shinobi right away and fight in wars. They were able to like play, study, and be happy. They eventually lived long enough to know the horrors and the wonders of alcohol. And then we finally cut back to the conclusion of the Valley of the End fight. Yes, that was basically it from that part of the flashback. So we're just back with Madara and Hashirama fighting at Valley of the End. Well, what is soon to be Valley of the End. And it turns out that, according to Hashirama, Madara kept trying to attack the village. So he attacked the village more than once. You know, back with the fight, Hashirama with his wood sage mode and that Buddha statue, and Madara with the Susanoo armored Kurama. Hashirama uses the Chojo Kibetsu to launch multiple fists at the Kyuubi, and Madara was using Susanoo swords attached to Bijudamas, and yeah, they clash and there's like a massive explosion. It was kind of hard to read at first, but you gotta like look really closely. And the Susanoo armor was slowly coming off Kurama, while the Buddha statue was losing lots of arms. So the Buddha statue manages to grab Kurama, and then Hashirama, then who's still on that wood doll thing from earlier, is still on it, and it was apparently on the Buddha statue. So yeah. So he uses the Kakuen Niten Suishu, the submission/obedience palm, to free Kurama from the Sharingan's control. Madara manages to dodge from Kurama, and Kurama, I guess he manages to fall, then goes into unconsciousness. I guess he falls asleep or something because he's no longer participating in the battle at all. So it's just Madara and Hashirama head on. Unfortunately, we didn't get to see the rest of that because I'm guessing a couple of hours have passed by. It starts raining, and we get to see Hashirama and Madara. Both are pretty bruised up, but I think Hashirama got it worse because part of his armor from his arm was torn off. I really wanted to see more of that fight. What the hell? And they're in this massive crater with a small stream slowly forming right between them. So I believe that this crater was how the Valley of the End was created. Because you get to see the small stream that's coming down from the crater and the river, and that was supposed to be like the waterfall. So yeah, this is definitely like the Valley of the End. So Madara and Hashirama charge at each other. Hashirama with his katana and Madara with that scythe of his. However, Madara was the one left standing while Hashirama was on the ground. Hashirama was thinking about back in the times when him and Madara were talking about how to create the village. You know, flashbacks within a flashback. And honestly, the next page, I was laughing because I wasn't expecting it at all. Hashirama was actually behind Madara and stabs him from behind through his chest. I was like, what the hell? Yeah, it turns out that I guess with Madara's Sharingan deactivated, he couldn't be able to detect Hashirama from behind or tell whether that the Hashirama that was on the ground was a wood clone. Madara was fooled by something so simple as a wood clone. And he didn't even have his Sharingan activated. That is just sad, honestly. What I want to know is, like, when the hell did Hashirama get behind him, or when the hell that wood clone appeared? When Hashirama gains resolve, he acknowledges the fact that Madara, he's not the person that he considered as a brother or as a friend. He's an enemy from the village, and that he will do whatever it takes to protect his village. Not their village, his village. Honestly, Hashirama was kind of freaking badass with this, and I actually regained more respect for him. If it was someone like his own children or his family members or his friends, then he would actually do whatever it takes to protect the village and to protect the people. After all, he is the freaking Hokage. And he knows that whatever Madara's true dream was, he's never gonna stop attacking the village. So honestly, I admire that about Hashirama. I respect that for him. And honestly, he did something that Naruto obviously will never do, and that was to kill Sasuke. To kill a person that is going to try to kill your friends, kill people that you care about, and to destroy your home. That is what Hashirama did, and that is why I like him even more. And honestly, I respect him for that. Especially when all the times when him and Madara would fight, he would never actually kill Madara. He never would. But now, because of his village, because he has even more things, more people to protect, he has regained that resolve, and there you go. Also, at that moment, Hashirama had to realize that in order to preserve the future, to preserve the peace that he truly wanted, the future, the peaceful future that he truly desired and wanted, he had to make sacrifices that he wouldn't like, that it would really hurt him. But Madara, before he, like, passes out, because we know he's not gonna die at that battle, he says that his vision, Hashirama's vision, will lead to darkness, and one day it will consume the village. Then Madara passes out from that wound. We know that he's not dead, since, from Obito's flashback, if you've seen it. But that was basically the end of that fight, and the end of that flashback. And we finally cut back to the present with the Edo Tenseis and Sasuke. I was wondering, like, how long Hashirama was telling the story. I mean, seriously. This must be, like, really long, like an hour, 2 hours probably. So in the end, Hashirama had to do what was right for the sake of his village. But then, now that ever since he remembered Madara's final words that he said to him, he actually realized that he was probably right, considering, like, what has happened now in the present and what Itachi had to go through. He said that Madara was probably a prophet and that he knew about the outcome and that it was unavoidable. However, Hashirama does say this: I truly believe my actions were for the greater good of the village, because I realized that we shinobi are beings that must make impossible choices in order to achieve our dreams. And depending on the nature of the dream you chase after, you have no choice but to change to accommodate those dreams, just like Madara and I had to. And that is where the chapter ends. So basically, with those sentences, Hashirama manages to answer Sasuke's question, although we had to go through 67 chapters of flashbacks. That is the end of the flashbacks and chapter. I thought this chapter was pretty good, although I was hoping to see more of the fight between Hashirama and Madara. I felt like it ended so suddenly, and I really wanted to know, like, what was Madara's deal? What was on that Uchiha tablet that made him realize that he should achieve his true dream? What this true dream was. I mean, we still don't know, like, whether that true dream really was the Moon's Eye plan. It could be, but we don't know, like, how he came up with the idea. And we don't know, like, how Madara suddenly decides to change just like that, go from good to evil. And what my thoughts of the flashback arc, I actually liked it. Well, most of the parts at least. I was actually hoping there were actually some questions that still need to be answered, like, what was the deal with Izuna, like, how did he die, and how did the other clans come to Konoha? When did Konoha get Mito Uzumaki as the first Jinchuriki? Where the hell was Kurama this whole time? Like, stuff like that. I was hoping to see other clans, but that doesn't seem to be the case. And I was actually hoping to see Mito Uzumaki and Kurama, her becoming a Jinchuriki. I don't know, like, how that happened, when that happened. Probably after the fight between Hashirama and Madara, I could assume. or it could be before that. I'm not sure. I mean, we don't get to see the Uzumakis, to see the other clans, which was a shame because I really wanted to see that. But the flashback has to end, and we're finally back in the present, so I guess that is a good thing. Now, we know that Madara is not dead because in Obito's flashback, he was alive but really old and surviving from Hashirama's cells. So I'm assuming that he really wasn't dead from that injury. Maybe it was like passed out, but he still was stabbed, or maybe it was all a genjutsu, or maybe that was a clone too. I don't know. But whatever the case is, if he was alive back then, he must have somehow obtained Hashirama's cells, which we don't know how he got them. Probably all the times he attacked Hashirama right after he left, I guess. But again, these questions will probably be answered when we get to Madara's flashback. You know, how he obtained Hashirama's cells, what happened to Izuna, and what really happened when he got the Eternal Mangekyo Sharingan, what made him turn so evil, what was on that Uchiha tablet, was the true dream really the Moon's Eye plan? We still don't know, but all I know is that, you know, I guess after the flashback and what Hashirama told Sasuke, I guess Sasuke will probably come with a decision whether he wants to destroy Konoha or not. But all I know is that at the Edo Tenseis and Orochimaru head to the battlefield, and it would be 4 Kages against Madara. That would be freaking epic, and I really hope that happens. You know, with the other Kages there, are they gonna have to talk to Sasuke, or do we have to go through Tobirama's flashback? And you know, if Hashirama didn't die at the Valley of the End, when did he die? I'm pretty sure he didn't die of old age, because if he did, he would have been an old man when he was resurrected by Orochimaru. So yeah, I still wanted to see Mito Uzumaki as well, but I guess that won't be the case. Or any other female Uchihas or female Senjus, but I guess, again, that's not the case. So overall, I thought this flashback was okay. Some questions definitely have to be answered by Madara's flashback, saying Madara's point of view of everything, which we may or may not get to right after Sasuke comes up with his decision. Overall, I thought this was an okay chapter. I thought it was good. I was actually expecting a bit more, but I'll accept what we have so far, and hopefully we'll get more later on in the next couple of chapters. So yeah, that is Naruto chapter 626. I'm Lunar Spiral 27, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.